What's going on, everybody? My name is MT, and here's another Guardians of the Galaxy Easter egg theory because apparently I hate myself. Like, what is this, number 5 now? Wow! This is my 5th entry in a series that should have stopped after the 3rd one. So, this is what it must feel like to be Michael Bay. But don't worry, this series will have significantly less explosions than a Michael Bay production because the only thing that tends to blow around here are my stupid-ass theories. Ha! Ha ha! Not only do I disappoint my parents, now I get to disappoint thousands of people, including myself. Oh yeah, thank you guys so much for helping me reach almost 20,000 subscribers, by the way. You guys are freaking amazing, and my deepest apologies to my like 5,000 plus new subscribers for having to see me like this. This is a terrible first impression. I am so sorry. I'm not this crazy usually, though that is probably a lie. I'm usually this crazy. But anyways, yeah, who's ready for another Guardians of the Galaxy Easter egg theory? I know I'm not, because I'm gonna be real with you guys. This video, a bit of a mother-freaking stretch. Like, if this theory was a person, it would have to shop in the maternity section of Target because of all that damn stretch. Actually, to be accurate, I have 2 Easter egg theories, actually. So, I don't know, just keep an open mind and kinda just treat this video as more of a Guardians of the Galaxy Easter egg hunt update more than anything. I don't know. But judging by the hunch I have with this first Easter egg theory, something is telling me that this Easter egg may not have anything to do with Marvel at all. Yeah, I know. Whatever. Let the bullshit begin. Anyways, remember the collector? That guy with the white hair who looks a lot like Benicio del Toro, whose favorite hobby is collecting neat little things like coins, stamps, antique vases, ancient alien artifacts, people, you know, things nobody will miss. Now that I think about it, it is extremely messed up how the Guardians just walked into the Collector's Museum and just, you know, didn't bring up the fact that the guy that they were dealing with just kept actual people in glass containers. But then again, the money was pretty good. Mr. Collector, I have come to the conclusion that you are not a good person, because I refuse to do business with a man who likes to keep people with families in glass prisons like trophies. I will literally give you $1 million right now. But at the end of the day, we are all trophies in the eyes of the Lord. I will take the money. So yeah, during this scene while Star-Lord was showing his balls to strange men, Drax the Destroyer was outside being drunk. And as most of us drinking adults know all too well, when you're drunk, sometimes you get angry at people that killed your wife and daughter, even though you know that you probably should have let that shit go a long time ago because it was just a little murder. I mean, it happens, man. A little murder never hurt nobody. And so, drunk Drax stumbles into this little satellite shack and uses his manners to convince a really bored dispatcher to call his old buddy Ronan the Accuser so he can thank him personally for helping him save hundreds of dollars on Christmas and Mother's Day gifts. Because this economy, it's not doing too good. Alright, MT, who cares? Get to the point. Why this scene? What makes this guy special? And why do you think that this Easter egg may not have anything to do with Marvel at all? Good questions. Okay. So, according to Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn, at least 6 people on this planet know what the Easter egg is. And they're all people who are pretty close to James Gunn personally, like his brother and his girlfriend. Both people that I'm assuming he loves very much, but in completely different ways. I mean, I would hope so, at least. I would hope so. And none of those people have anything to do with Marvel. Like, not even one of them. Which means that not even Kevin Feige, the head of the MCU, knows. And that dude knows everything about the MCU. So, that being the case, as far as I know, I'm beginning to suspect that this Easter egg may not have anything to do with Marvel, but more to do with James Gunn himself. But out of all the people that do know, the one that caught my eye specifically was this one, actor Stephen Blackehart. Why? Because we both have black hearts, duh. Except his black heart isn't more susceptible to die from heart disease or heart attacks or high blood pressure or diabetes at the ripe old age of 35. because being black is medically the worst, by the way. Nope, it's because Stephen Blackehart was actually the dispatcher dude in this scene. The scene that I brought up earlier, but kind of derailed from because my spirit animal is that dumbass, easily distracted dog from the Pixar classic Up. Or, as I like to call it, my wife is dead and I'm sad, and this fat Asian kid won't leave me alone to die in my balloon house, and I'm sad. Okay, so anyway, one day while I was sitting on the toilet thinking about Guardians of the Galaxy, as I do on most days, I had a toilet epiphany, and I was like, oh my god, shit on his face. The shit on his face. And then the guy in the stall next to me was like, I don't want to shit on anybody's face, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. And so I pop in my Guardians of the Galaxy Blu-ray and study the shit out of the writing being projected onto Stephen Blackhart's lovely facial features. And about the only thing that I could really make out was the word toy on his forehead. And so I'm like, toy? What the hell does toy have to do with anything? And so I decided to run a quick Google search, and guess what, motherfuckers? Whoop pop! The Toy Collector. It's a book. I got it from the library because the library has books. And guess who wrote the book, bitch? James Tiberius Gunn. His middle name is not Tiberius, but I'm clearly having another episode of delirium, so please just let me have this. The Toy Collector is a fictional book written by James Gunn, with the main character being none other than James Gunn himself. And the book is basically about how James Gunn used to get money to collect really antique toys from his childhood by selling drugs from the hospital that he used to work at onto the streets. This book is really good. Like, it does get kind of dark at some points, but it is insanely funny. Like, I read all of it, which is saying a lot because I have ADD, which means that I medically cannot read shit unless it has a Spider-Man on it. Definitely not a kid's book, though. Like, this is not a good bedtime story for children. Like, don't do it, unless you want to explain to your child why the narrator spent an entire paragraph detailing what his penis looks like and the oddly, unconventionally amazing things it can do. I'm not joking. Page 22. Do not read page 22 to your nephew. So yeah, I'm thinking that the word toy on his face is a reference to this book. I mean, and this could just very well be my crazy talking, and it probably is, but come on, man, look at that font-ass font on his forehead. It matches the book's font pretty damn well. And I'm also thinking, and this is kind of crazy, that the dispatcher in this scene could be James Gunn. Like, Toy Collector James Gunn from the book. I know this is completely wrong because the hair doesn't match and his eye color is completely different, but I only say that because of the suit that he's wearing in this scene, because according to the book, James Gunn liked to wear old suits from the 50s and 60s a lot. So maybe that could have been a thing that happened. Maybe that person was James Gunn. Like, a shout out to James Gunn in the book. That is very, very much a stretch. Like, that's a bunch of bullshit. That's bullshit. This video is terrible. But what I also found really interesting was that this moment in the movie took place within the movie scene called The Collector. So I feel like a nod to his book, The Toy Collector, in this particular scene would be a damn fine touch if you ask me. But what's that? Nobody asked me to make this completely insane bullshit theory. Well, alright then, here's another theory. Because why not? I'm gonna be real with you guys real quick. I have studied this Knowhere dispatcher man's face for what seems like millions of years. Like, I have probably seen this man's face more than I have seen my own at this point. Like, I've forgotten what I look like. It's quite sad. Am I still brown? Barely. I'm barely brown. My knowledge of hip-hop leaves much to be desired because I need to catch up on the latest Little Romeo and the Bow Wow. But anyways, I just noticed today that the dispatcher man in this scene is more than just a man with words on his face, okay? Because he also has a person on his face. It's hard to see in this scene, but if you slow it down, you can see a person with a yellow face projected onto both Drax and the dispatcher. Look, I don't know if this is something that people have already noticed or if you guys just think I'm crazy, but I'm going to leave a link in the description to this scene so that you can watch it yourself, because there is a face on the dispatcher. You can even see the face shake its head towards the very end of that scene. But anyways, I'm guessing that this face on the face is the face of none other than somebody from the planet Sovereign, which is a planet that is going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Sovereign is a planet led and ruled by the High Priestess Ayesha, who will be the movie's main antagonist, and it's a planet filled with people with yellow faces. Well, it's more gold than yellow, but you know what I mean. Just look at them. Looking like an episode of The Simpsons. But anyways, according to reports, Sovereign is a planet that is powered by a lot of really expensive and really powerful batteries. And during the course of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Rocket Raccoon, in typical raccoon fashion, steals some shiny things that don't belong to him by stealing some of these batteries for himself, which pisses Ayesha and her people off because they were all born with golden sticks up their asses and they don't like sharing because they're really mean people. So because it seems like these Sovereign people have these batteries in excess, I'm guessing that the dispatcher dude in the scene was looking to buy some off of them. Though I don't know if the Sovereign's batteries are Quarnex batteries per se, but I think it's a pretty safe guess as Quarnex batteries are something that James Gunn made up specifically for his films, as is the planet Sovereign, if I'm not mistaken. Also, the Knowhere dispatcher also requests Kotati seeds as well. So, if I'm right, then I guess the Sovereign may have some connection to the Kotati. And by the way that they're dressed, I'm going to assume that they're treating the Kotati like some sort of farm animals or slaves or something, because they look pretty stuck up and kind of really rude. And if that is right for some reason, since the origin of Mantis has strong ties to the Kotati, maybe Ego the Living Planet stole her from the Sovereign and the Sovereign wants her back. So, I don't know. That part was just me pulling things out of my ass, which the Sovereign Nation should probably consider doing because they have some sticks up there, I heard from a source. But anyways, if you guys could tweet this video at James Gunn so he could see it and maybe confirm it or not, that'd be really cool. But you know what? I honestly would not blame you if you didn't, because this video is just a random black guy with a hunch. So, just call me the Hunch Black of Self-Torture Dom. Anyways, that's it. I'm done. Thank you guys so much for listening to all of this insanity. As stupid as this video sounds, I felt absolutely compelled to make this video because if for some magical reason any of this video ended up being right and somebody else said something before I did, I probably would have purchased a gun. No, I'm just kidding. A gun, that's insane. My name is MT, and I'll see you guys in the next incorrect Guardians of the Galaxy Easter egg video. Because why not? This is fine. Everything's fine. Because he also has a person on his face. What I would give to have a person on my face. Well, that sounds weird. No, I mean like in a kissing type of way. I don't mean it like, God, I'm an embarrassment. I'm an embarrassment. What did I do? My face is not a chair. I didn't mean it in that way. This show is not for children!